Hi, I'm Amy Romeo, and today in this video I'll be showing you how to make this pretty set of 3 arabesque tile ornaments. Now this project is inspired by the actual tile ornaments that are very popular with crafters, where the bottom shape is a ceramic tile and then permanent vinyl is applied on top. But in my version, the ornament shape is 2 pieces of faux leather glued front to back, and the design is heat transfer vinyl pressed onto the faux leather. Now I'll have the SVG file linked for you if you want to craft along with me. And I'll be making this project today using my Cricut Maker, but you can use any of the current Cricut machines, including the Cricut Joy Xtra, because they all cut faux leather with just the standard fine point blade. So I'm going to talk for a moment about the tools and materials we'll be using, and I'll have these all linked for you as well. So the faux leather that I'm using is just a sheet. This is a 9 by 12 inch size of faux leather. You can use any faux leather you'd like. And then the heat transfer vinyl of your choice. Since this design is a little more intricate, I recommend something very easy to weed. I like using Caesar Easy Weed, but you can use your favorite heat transfer vinyl. I'll be cutting the faux leather using the purple strong grit mat, and the heat transfer vinyl will cut from the green standard grit mat. And to press the heat transfer vinyl onto the faux leather, I like to use my Easy Press Mini, but you could also use a regular Easy Press or a regular heat press. You'll want a heat pressing pad of some kind and a cover sheet. This is a Teflon sheet that I've trimmed down to size, but you could also use butcher paper or parchment paper. I'll use some blue painter's tape. This is going to help me get good cuts with my Cricut or my faux leather. You'll need a weeding tool, like a weeding hook or a pin pen. It's good to have some detail scissors or curved scissors. And then the glue that I'll be using is Beacon Fabri-Tac. This is a great fabric glue, and the back of faux leather is really just fabric, but you could also use a craft glue like Bearly Art Glue. I'm going to show you an important trick to get this really nice, tight, almost seamless edge around your ornament. I'll show you that when we get ready to glue. Finally, you'll need some ribbon. So this is a 1/4 inch, or maybe it's 3/8 inch. I think it's 1/4 inch ribbon just from the craft store, and I'll show you how to tie this how I did with the pretty bow on top. So let's go ahead and hop into Cricut Design Space. I'll show you the 3 designs for this project. We will choose this one, and I'll walk you through start to finish how to make these really pretty ornaments. Starting with a blank canvas in Cricut Design Space, you'll click on Upload and then Upload Image, and you'll browse to where the unzipped SVG file for this project is saved on your device. Click on it to select it and then click Open. You'll see a preview of these shapes. Click Continue and then Upload. So all 3 of these designs are going to be made in the exact same way, with that bottom base layer, 2 pieces cut from faux leather, and then the 1 layer of heat transfer vinyl on top. So what I'm going to do is cut one of these today and delete the other ones off of my canvas. So to do that, I will ungroup all of the shapes, and then I'll just use my mouse and delete the ones I'm not going to cut. And now we're just left with 3 little layers to cut. These 2 are the same color, so they will cut on the same faux leather mat, and this one will cut separately on a heat transfer vinyl mat. So I will click the Make It button. We're cutting on a mat. And the first thing you want to do is go through both of these mats and toggle that mirror button on, because faux leather and heat transfer vinyl cut in reverse. Then I want to go through and just drag my heat transfer vinyl shape away from the edges of my mat just a bit. Now here on the faux leather mat, both of these shapes are going to cut and be glued front to back. So if you're making a lot of these and maybe you have a really pretty patterned faux leather and you don't want to waste it for the back, what you could do is drag one of your shapes over to one side of your mat, leave the front shape here, and then you can put a cut piece of pretty faux leather on this side, and then maybe a solid color on this side, and cut them from 2 different colors. So that's just an idea for you to save some material. But I'm going to cut these both from the same material, so I'm just going to put them next to each other here on my mat. I'll make a note of what size faux leather I need to put down so they'll both cut out completely, and then I'll click Continue. So the faux leather mat will cut from the faux leather paper thin setting. If you don't have it bookmarked as a favorite like I do, you can click on Browse All Materials and search for it. And then your heat transfer vinyl mat will cut from whatever brand and type of heat transfer vinyl you're using and what the manufacturer's recommended cut settings are. So for Seize Your Easy Weed, I like to use the iron-on setting, but you may need to use a different setting or have a preferred setting for your material. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Faux Leather Paper Thin. I'll choose More Pressure. That's really helpful when you're trying to get good cuts with your Cricut. And then we're ready to hop back to my overhead camera, cut out our mats, and then I'll show you how to assemble this project. So I've gone ahead and trimmed my piece of faux leather down to that smaller size that I noted in the mat preview screen where both of my shapes would cut out completely. And I'm going to flip this over, put it pretty side down on my purple Strong Grip mat, and then you'll want to use something like blue painter's tape to tape this around on all sides. Blue painter's tape will not leave a residue on the back of your faux leather or on your mat, and the pieces can be reused. So I have some pieces here that I can use again from an earlier project. So just tape that down on all sides. Make sure your faux leather is really well pushed down with your hands as well. And we have our faux leather paper thin cut setting with More Pressure ready to go. So we just need to load our mat into the machine and begin the cut. So our cut has run one time, and before you unload your mat, use your sharp weeding tool just to lift up the edge to see if it looks like the cut went all the way through. If it did, you can go ahead and unload your mat, or you can press the cut button again, which will repeat the exact same cut. And you can do that as many times as you need to, as long as you haven't unloaded your mat. So I'm going to remove my little ornament shapes, and I'm going to use my sharp weeding tool just to poke through that little pre-cut hole. Now, if your hole does not poke through cleanly, you can use some small curved scissors just to trim up the little part that's stuck on your hole. Or you can also use your scissors just to trim up any little fuzzies that might be on the edge of your faux leather. So what I'm going to do now is return to Design Space and just cut out that heat transfer vinyl mat quickly. I'll weed away the excess, and then we will come back together. I'll show you how to press the heat transfer vinyl onto the faux leather and then glue your ornament and tie the little ribbon. So I finished cutting and weeding my heat transfer vinyl layer. I have my heat pressing pad ready to go on my work surface. I have my cover sheet. I'm using a Teflon sheet that's been trimmed smaller. I have my Easy Press Mini set on the low setting, which is that first green line. If you're using a regular Easy Press or regular heat press, I recommend setting it to 265 degrees Fahrenheit for pressing heat transfer vinyl onto faux leather. Now both of these shapes are the same, and the heat transfer vinyl layer will work on either one. So just choose one, put it on your heat pressing pad, and then take your heat transfer vinyl layer and center it on the faux leather shape. You should have the hole clearly exposed without any heat transfer vinyl on top, and you should also have a nice little border of faux leather that shows around the outside of your heat transfer vinyl. So now all I need to do is cover and press. I'm going to press for about 10 seconds in each spot here of my heat transfer vinyl to really get it to adhere to the faux leather. Now for heat transfer vinyl on faux leather, when you have an intricate cut like this heat transfer vinyl is, it's a good idea to let your piece sit for 30 to 60 seconds just to let it cool a bit before we try and peel off the clear carrier sheet. So my faux leather has cooled for about 60 seconds, and I'm just going to start very slowly peeling back the clear carrier sheet while holding the faux leather flat on my surface so it doesn't curl. And if, as you're peeling slowly, your heat transfer vinyl lifts or bubbles, then you could just place that clear carrier sheet right back down, cover and press some more. But this one is looking good since I let it cool. Here we go. Now it's still a little warm to the touch, so what I'm going to do is place this underneath my heat pressing pad just to let it really cool nice and flat. And we're going to get ready to glue the ornament together and tie on the ribbon. So my ornament has been cooling, so it's nice and flat underneath my heat pressing pad. And now I want to glue the front and the back shapes together. And I brought a heavy book because I mentioned in the introduction, I'm going to show you a really important tip for gluing these and getting a really nice tight edge. And it's not about the glue, it's about pressing the glued item underneath a heavy book and letting it dry for at least an hour. So I like Beacon Fabri-Tac, as I said, but if you're using a craft glue like Barely Art glue, you might need to use a little more of that because some of it will absorb into the back of your faux leather, but it definitely will work. So all you want to do is put glue on the back of one side of your ornament. It doesn't matter which side. You do want to get up and around that little hole shape. And I like to get close to the edge, but not all the way to the edge, because the glue is going to seep out to the edge a little bit to help us create that nice seal when we've got this underneath our heavy book. So just apply glue all over the back. Then take your other shape, put it on top, and then pick up your ornament, flip it over, because we always want to look at the front side, and just make any little adjustments to kind of get that perfectly lined up on the edges. Now, if any glue seeps out, especially if you're using the Fabri-Tac or Barely Art glue, it's very easy just to wipe it away with your fingers or a damp paper towel. And then what we're going to do is just put this on our work surface and put it underneath the heavy book, again, as I said, for at least an hour. And that's how we get that really nice tight seal. Now here I used blue for the front and the back, and if you want to color that little bit of white that shows from where you glued the front and the back together, you can color this with a color coordinated Sharpie and it'll give you a really nice finished look. So while this one is still drying, I'm going to go ahead and use my first sample just to show you how I like to tie the ribbon on. Now you could use any type of ribbon and just thread it through the hole and give yourself a couple of inches of room and then tie a knot. Very simple to do. Or you can do where you have a little bow at the top and then a loop at the bottom. So this is probably 24 inches of ribbon, and I just like to make it so the ends are even and there's a little loop at the bottom. And then I will measure about 3 inches up and then tie a knot. So I guess that's a double knot, and that way my little tails are going right alongside the ribbon. And then I'll just tie a very simple bow. Now if you need to, you can use your scissors and trim up the little tails so that they're even and also make that nice sharp point. Then all we need to do is fold the ribbon down here at the bottom, take this loop and put it through the hole in the ornament, and then get it arranged so that your pretty bow is in the front. Pull that loop up in the back, open it with your fingers, and then just pop that bow inside the loop and pull. Isn't that pretty? So here's another look at the set of 3 arabesque tile ornaments I created for you in this project. I really hope you enjoy these and you're going to try making some of these yourself. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.